Jamar.
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Marty for here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar for here once again, and we're here to review episode 2 of season 8 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I believe it's called Duking It Out. So the episode starts off where we left off last time with the whole debacle, wrong word, with Cynthia and her whole sunglass showcase thing. And apparently, Peter came up, he had that whole attitude about, I guess, the video and everybody coming down on him. And then I guess he tried to say he felt some sort of way about the way that Cynthia came out with her ass out, an introduction for her ass. And she was trying to say, like, well, half of that was for you, my nigga, but whatever. And he was just catching this whole attitude, and Cynthia's feeling all this stress because she feels like, oh, well, I'm trying to put on this face for the public, and everything's supposed to be okay, and me and Peter have all these issues, and we haven't worked them out. I'm just like, all right. So I don't want to say that she's using this for a storyline, but I'm like, okay, how long is this going to be milked? Okay, I'm just curious as to how long they're gonna keep this going. But either way it goes, moving on to the next part. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Kenya and Kim Fields. Now, this is Kim Fields' first time. She was actually in the intro this time. I'm pretty sure she wasn't in the intro last week. I don't believe so, but she's had her whole intro now. She's getting introduced to, the group. I guess she's going to be a friend of Kenya's. And so she meets up with her at her, I guess, a production studio. Because, Kim is a director and whatnot. And she's from The Facts of Life. She's been in TV for many, many years. And she's the kind of celebrity that has the attitude that I would have. Excuse me, if I were a celebrity. She's like, well, I'm not really out here to be seen here and there. She's like, I'm not going to be on somebody's red carpet just because. Like, I'm only going to be on the red carpet for a premiere if I'm actually in the movie. I'm not just going to be there just to be there. You know what I'm saying? She's not basically like a Kim Kardashian of the Kim Kardashian of celebrities. So I can appreciate that. That would be me. I wouldn't want to be all out there in my business every time I fart. If the shit makes a damn headline on the blogs. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like Kim. Kim's gonna be like a more refreshing, turn to this franchise, because damn near everybody else is cuckoo crazy for Cocoa Puffs on this damn show. But this is gonna be a nice breath of fresh air. So Kim meets with Kenya, and Kenya is trying to get her, life twirls on, whatever, thing off the ground, and she says she's been picky about who's gonna where she's gonna find a house for it, I guess, to premiere it or show it or air it or whatever. And she's been really picky about it. I'm like, are people really offering to air this? Are there people really waiting like out in the line to put this on their network? I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm just like, just the title alone wouldn't not make me take it seriously. Life twirls on. It's almost like it's a parody of something greater. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. She wants to bring Kim on board as a director, and Kim's kind of like, how when you friends with somebody, y'all really, y'all are really close or whatever, y'all have, that good buddy relationship, and they ask you to do something that you really don't want to do, but you don't want to seem harsh, like you don't want to do it. You want to be like, I feel like that's what Kim was feeling like on the inside. So she was like, I don't really know. I'm going to get back to you on that. And then Kenya was like, okay, you think about it. She was like, okay, girl. So we move on to Portia meeting with her team about, I guess she wants to do a lingerie line. Everybody's trying to come up with lines. Everybody's trying to come up with these brands and shit, selling stuff that we already have, but okay. She has a meeting with her team, and their team is pretty much having this whole conversation about how you're not going to be really focused because you have a man, and they're trying to feel like, well, she's like, well, I mean, hell, if I have a man, I'm probably gonna be more focused. Everybody else is like, no, bitch, because what happens is, let's say he pisses you off, you're gonna bring that here to the meeting, and then you're gonna be out of sight. We can't find you. You go shut down because you're having all these emotional, personal issues, and then that's gonna interfere with business and all the other whatnot. And I'm like, well, you know what? Yeah, I can agree with that because if you're not the type of person that can separate the two and you're not going to let your personal life interfere with your business, then yeah, you probably, if you can help it, not be in a relationship and try to build, some brand or, whatnot. I wouldn't suggest that either. But if you're the kind of person that can handle both, then cool. But, Portia's not, Portia is Portia. I think that says, my damn dog is itching his back on my couch. It looks weird. Rue, you want to come say hi to the people? Come here. Come here, stinky man. Oh, well, fuck you too, then. He's shady as fuck. But anyway, Cynthia and Phaedra meet up, and they're trying at there's some kind of tea shop or whatever, and Phaedra's going on about, I know me and Cynthia have had our issues in the past, but I'm trying to let bygones and be bygones and do blah 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 whatever. And simultaneously, apparently, or whatnot, Candy is meeting with Sheree and her kids. I forget where they were. It looked like they were in some sort of store. I can't really remember at this point, but Phaedra was they were both sort of talking about the same subject about Phaedra and her relationship with Candy and vice versa. And Phaedra was going on like, I felt like I didn't have Candy in my corner, and nobody was there, and blah 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 blah. And Candy's like, well, shit. At this one minute when we be together, when it's being her, she be, hey girl, how you doing? But when she with other people, she be talking shit. And she was telling that to Sheree, because Sheree been, I guess, out of, the loop or whatever. She was like, she been communicating this to Nene, and Sheree's like, Nene? Of all people? As much as they used to hate each other back in the day, she communicated to Nene, and Candy's like, now you know where the fuck I'm coming from. Shit. And I mean, well, we're gonna get into the depths into that more at the end of the episode, because I was just kind of like off as to Phaedra's point. I sort of she lost me, especially by the end. She kind of lost me with her whole point about the whole issue. But where are we? Kim and her family. Kim has the Tyler Perry Meet the Browns type family. Well, is that a good thing? I don't even know if that was shade or not. But she has, the very typical happy, family. She and her husband, both in a loving relationship. They both work. They have 2 beautiful children together. And she says that she's starting this, maternity line called Kicks and Giggles. I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's creative. And I think she was shooting a video of some sort in efforts to launch the line or introduce the line or whatever. And as she was shooting it, she was talking about how after they had their first son and they were trying to have more children, she had a couple of miscarriages. And people was like, oh, you should try again for the girl. She was like, look, after the issue that we had trying to have the youngest son, I believe his name is Quinn. She's like, look, I'm happy being the only princess in the castle. Which, is very rare for, most women that I come across say they want boys. Anybody who say that they want boys, they always say they want at least one girl. Excuse me. So they can pamper her, dress her up, just kind of, pretty much make a doll out of their own child. But that's why a lot of people say that they want at least one girl. So she was like, look, I've already had these issues. We ain't finna try to go through that again. And then she says, she's a full-time mom. Both her and her husband work. So they don't have a nanny. I'm not sure why not. I guess, are they against it? Because I'm sure you can afford it, girl. Because both of y'all working, making pretty damn good money based off of what this house looking like. So, I mean, is it just a personal choice? You just don't want other people raising your children? I've heard that too. People don't want, like, strangers raising their kids. And Sometimes you don't trust nannies because we've seen. Oh, I'm a quick tangent. Last year around this time, there was a video. I believe it was set in Africa. I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the United States. Something tells me it wasn't in the United States. But anyway, there was a videotape. This man lived with his daughter, right? And his daughter started showing up random bruises, the unexplainable scars, or just marks on her body. And so she was thinking that it had something to do with the babysitter. So he did a hidden camera on the babysitter or the nanny or whatever, and found out that the nanny was kicking the child and stepped on the child, beat the child, and all this other shit. I know. When he saw that video, he saw that bitch again. He killed her ass. She's dead now. I'm gonna say R.I.P. to her because I'm sure she did not make it out that shit alive. But my point is, she probably has seen or heard horror stories like that, and she's probably like, we anti-nanny. I can do this shit myself. If I can't do it or my husband can do it, it ain't gonna get done. You know what I'm saying? So that's Kim's whole story. So I'm just like, well, so far I like her. She's very upbeat and she got that vibe about her. So I like her so far. So Candy meets with her gays and just the rest of her team or whatever, and she says she wants to open a restaurant. And her people are like, sis, you nice and pregnant. You good, ripe, and pregnant right now. And you want to go into trying to open up a restaurant. And after she just said the doctor was telling her that she need to sit the fuck down. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have got bit. That's why you're scratching. Damn it. Interrupted my shit. Anywho, so she's like, I'm going to depend on, child to be doing most of the work. I'm like, why are you trying to open up a restaurant, girl, right now? Really? All the legwork that comes with opening a restaurant? Y'all saw Trina Braxton on the Braxton Family Value trying to open that shit for like 2 damn years. So, and then, when you have a baby, everything is going to change. You'll have even less time. So it's like, Candy, you already make buku money, okay? You the richest bitch on here. You have 2 houses. Why? I mean, I guess it's just something that somebody wants to do, but still, like, why? I mean, why right now? Wait till, the baby's older or you have a nanny, some sort of, your body's recovered. Wait, do a little actual recovery work before you start putting yourself into that. Because if you try to do that shit now, it's going to stress the baby out. I know you've already had issues just trying to get pregnant, period. So I wouldn't say put that at risk at all. Okay, but that's what you want to do. Okay. Where are we at? Portia and this whole, what is she called? A Duke's going away party. Now, I don't think I was following as to why they call it a go away party. Is he going somewhere? Is he going off to football camp or something? I missed that part. But either way it goes, she's trying to plan this whole thing, and her mom and her sister and grandmother are there visiting, and then we see her sisters over in the goddamn toilet. She started saying, are you okay? Is everything wrong? What's going on? And she was like, I'm just feeling a little sick. And she's like, oh, well, my sister's been under all this stress to get this party together or whatever. So, I'm praying for her, but I still got to get my party and whatnot. I'm like, okay, oh Lord. So then the sister just comes out, I'm expecting. And everybody's like, oh shit, girl, blah, blah, blah. I'm so happy, blah, blah, blah. But then Portia at the same time is like, well, I mean, I'm happy or whatever, but I always kind of thought it would be me first. And I was, it was kind of awkward that like a month ago, I was telling her how ready I was with the baby, and here she is pregnant. And they asked her how far along she was. She said 13 weeks. And she's like, oh my God, what's that, like 2 months? Like, I can't add. I'm like, oh. Portia. And the sister corrected her, is like, it's 3 months and a week, We're gonna tell you how the math works, Portia. In every month, there are 4 weeks. Okay? If she said that she is 13 weeks, how many times does 4 go, or how many times can you divide, 13 by 4? 3 times. So that means you get 3 whole months with 1 remaining. So this poor baby couldn't even do, bless her heart. I'm glad you're cute. Wait, who is this? Oh, somebody just, sorry, I got a notification. So let's see, where are we at? Duke comes in, everybody's yelling surprise. Now I just want to know, did y'all notice, when they did the whole surprise scene, I was looking at Candy the whole time. Candy looked like she had smelt something stank, or she didn't know, she felt awkward. She was like, surprise. She looked weird in the face. I'm like, she looked like she didn't want to really do it. I'm like, what the hell? What's wrong with Candy? But everybody says, the surprise or whatever. And this is what Cynthia said in the confessional, which I thought was interesting. She was like, I'm all about true love or whatever and follow your heart. But she said, make sure you take your brain with you. I'm like, well, we are talking about Portia. So I don't think she has that option. Because in order for you to take it with you, it would have to first, you know what, whatever. It would have to first be there. The bitch ain't got no damn brains at all. At all. I'm glad she's pretty. At least she's pretty. Because if not, goddamn. Anywho, I still love her though. Like I said, she's very pretty. She's funny sometimes. But, and then over in the corner, Portia and her family are kind of like, I don't really know about him. He is young. And they was talking about how she said, we're looking for a place. And Candy's like, what the fuck? Y'all already looking for a place? Y'all only been knowing each other, what? What'd she say? Like a month? Or 2 months? Or something like that? It's too damn short to be trying to talk about we looking for a place. You trying to move in already? Don't you already got a house? A big, beautiful ass house? I mean, it's already a mistake you're going to move the man in. But if he going to try to live together, why don't he just come live with you? I mean, are you trying to downgrade? Is that what you're saying? You don't want to spend as much money on a house? I guess that would make some sense, but I don't know. It just seemed like, bitch, what? And when they were talking about how they don't really like him, whatever, they said that, I forget which one of the group that said it, but they said he was into porn stars and transgenders. I'm like, oh. And then they pulled up the article. I'm just like, oh, Lord. Where are they gonna go with this shit? Porn stars and transgender, you just never know. I was gonna say with anybody, no matter what they look like, no matter who they are, you just never fucking know. Chucker, where we at? And then she made this whole announcement about this MVP award, and while she's sitting up there trying to present this thing to him, he's sitting up there looking sweaty and scared, like, what the fuck she about to do? And, she gave him like a little plaque or whatever. I'm just like, oh, okay. That was cute. So now we get to Phaedra and Candy. Now, we've already discussed before that in this type of friendship, I'm like Candy. I feel like if we have an issue, if you and I have some sort of issue that occurs between our friendship, do not go to the next bitch about issues that we are having. Especially if those issues that you going off about to the other person haven't even been brought up and talked to me yet. Okay, I don't even know that you're having these issues, but yet you want to act all funny and feel some sort of a way. But then let alone you talk to the bitch that you don't even too much fuck with. She said, oh, but Nene was there the majority of the time. I'm like, but still, it's Nene. Y'all, Phaedra and Nene, what? So, and then she was saying how that part was hurtful, but then Phaedra went to the left and talked about it was hurtful to me how the government is calling me, asking me about Apollo stuff, and you and your husband are holding Apollo stuff. And I'm just like, and I'm like, what the? You're hurt. What? What does that even have to do with you and me? Like Apollo shit being at our house, that's a relationship that Apollo has with my husband. What does that have to do with what's going on right here, bitch? And I'm just like, what, Phaedra? It feels like you just pulled that shit out your ass. I'm like, that didn't even flow with the topic of conversation. That had nothing to do. Like the fact that you are holding Apollo stuff. Like, are you upset with your friend because she's holding your husband's stuff? And it's really not even her, because Candy was like, what are you going to do with this? Like, why is this here? She was asking Todd the same question, and Todd just like, Todd like anybody else having to do it, and he ain't really had no issue with Apollo, I guess. So it's like, shit, why are you coming at me with what their husband doing? And she's talking about, oh, well, I'm taking money out my kid's mouth because my husband wants to go be at the club with your husband. I'm like, again, Phaedra, what the fuck does that have to do with this right here, bitch? You were going so far off topic, it just makes your whole argument just have less validity to it. So it's like, what are you really trying to say? Like I couldn't get with what her whole issue was. So then they said, you know, at the end of the day, hopefully next time when we have an issue, we can talk it out, we can get together, we can be cool or whatever. So they hug it out, cry, bump titties, whatever. Okay, Donnie, cool. Then, what's his name? Dewan, his ass will come in there and stir up the pot through his little 2 cents in like, oh, was she real? Oh, she deserves an Emmy for the tears that she just said right here on this couch. And Katie's like, you know, I think they were real. At least I hope they were. And so now I'm like, okay, is this going to be a seed of doubt that's going to be fucking up with their relationship down the line? Child. We'll see. But that was Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. We're going to see where this shit going. So far, so good. I can enjoy it. And like I said before, really, Nene isn't necessarily missed. I heard she's still going to make a pop-up appearance on the show anyway, but... And yeah, so that's the episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share it on your Facebook, Twitters, all the good things like that. All my links will be in the description below. Make sure you follow me at Jamar84. And I'll see you guys next time, hopefully for Love and Hip Hop review. And I have another video. I have a few videos that I'm in the works on that we talked about before. But when those are finished, they'll be uploaded. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Jamar, Washington.